Coming at you live from DNHQ in beautiful South Pasadena, California, this is the Blue Heaven Podcast. What is going on, Dodgers Nation? My name is Clint. You can find me as Real FRG on Twitter and Instagram.
You
that
can,
guy.
but you shouldn't.
Why not?
I'm just kidding. It's a
what
joke.
did I do wrong?
I don't know. Whatever. This, that, the other, everything.
Oh, yeah.
Guys, my name is Brooke. You can
Still
find
got
me. You can find me, and you should find me on Twitter and Instagram. I'm at BrookeMe3 if you want to go check out, hang out with me. Don't shoot me any messages. I don't respond to any, especially text messages. He knows that very well. On today's show, we got a lot to talk about because we have two former MVPs that have been out of the lineup for quite some time, and your Los Angeles Dodgers look pretty damn good.
They just all they do is win no matter what.
Please don't ding us for that. We don't want to be removed from the YouTube, but Justin Turner, Seager, Zach Attack, Mr. Mullet Man himself leading the way, leading the charge.
Dude, there are some people that are coming through. We'll get more into the stats and some of the numbers in a little bit. People are hurt beyond Cody and Mookie, so we got to give the latest that we know on the inside. Yeah. Latest that we know about Dodgers injuries and stuff as we head into week 3 of the season.
What month are we in?
Yeah, the middle one. You might need to work your magic again on Mr. Gavin Lux. It might have worn off. We're going to have a hot take about Kenley. I'm going to have a hot take about Kenley. It's probably going to be not that hot. It's going to be lukewarm. And we hope we get Eric in the stream because he'll enjoy hearing some stats. I have some Kershaw stats, probably too many numbers on Kershaw. We have giveaways. We have more stuff going on the show. We are a podcast, so I will remind you that we are a podcast. And if you want to subscribe to us on all the podcast spots, that'd be cool. Thanks. And subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Dodgers Nation TV. You will be glad you did.
Yeah, if you watch us on Periscope over on Twitter, I think Periscope is dying or being put out of business.
It's supposed to be done. I think people that still have their stuff up are kind of grandfathered in, but it's important that if you want to keep watching us, we'll always be on YouTube. So
always
subscribe to us there. We're also on Facebook Live. We're on Twitch. You can be part of like the 3 or 4 people that watch us on Twitch because it turns out we're not doing video games, so people aren't that interested in what happens on the Twitch side.
Although we are getting MLB The Show. Well, we, as the communist sense, once again. I am getting MLB The Show.
We're very proud
maybe
of you.
Maybe I'll Twitch stream on our down days, or we don't really have down days or off days. We don't really do that sort of thing. But guys, don't forget this is a live show. We are here, and even if you're not on Periscope watching us, we are here to talk Dodgers baseball, and we want to know where you guys are repping Dodger Nation tonight. So drop it in the comments. We want to say hello to you guys because you guys make us run, and you're the best. Ari over on YouTube says first chat message, and that in itself is a big accomplishment. Ari, you can take that one home with you tonight. Very proud of you.
Ari also says hashtag road to repeat. We got a Eureka, California, which I learned several years ago. It's more than just one road. Oh. I always assume there's just one street in Eureka and that's about it. But no, they have multiple streets. There's a Target. There's a Walmart. It's pretty well built.
That's what the gold miners would have wanted for us. The Targets.
Our friend Santiago is in the stream, and he's talking about that Padres series. We're hoping that Mookie will be back in there for that series. He should be. More on Mookie in a little bit. Our boy Roach is in the stream. He says his name is Jose, but you can call him Moneyball Roach. I don't get it. I mean, because he keeps buying baseball, so he's the new Moneyball Steve.
Got it, yeah.
Don't let Bobby Crosby take advantage of you. That's all I can say. Double smack. We got Anthony Keene in the stream saying, yo, my dudes, what's going on, Anthony? We got Jose Rod watching. He was watching the ring ceremony since he was at work. What were your thoughts? What were your takeaways on the ring ceremony? We're not going to talk too much about it on this show because we've already kind of done it ad nauseum on our show, on our YouTube. But what were your thoughts about it?
I thought it was one of the better ring ceremonies that I've ever seen. Obviously, I don't watch very many ring ceremonies because for obvious reasons.
I kind of need your teams to win to want to watch.
Right. It means a little bit more when you get to have your team doing it. I like the way they lined it up. It almost felt like they were setting up Clayton Kershaw's introduction, the way they were doing it, and it ended up very well. Obviously, a lot of real emotions for Kershaw, and the fans were really into it, real excited about it. I don't know what the hell is wrong with Bronson Arroyo as a person. I don't know. I think the best
There's
one,
your hot take.
I mean, of everybody, of all the Hall of Famers, these high profile players, I think Ichiro stole the show.
Ichiro knocked it out of the park for a dude who was a slap hitter for the greater part of his career.
Spoke Spanish. Number one, which
wanted
was
the
great.
ring.
Wanted Edwin Rios' ring. Please give me your ring. I never won a ring.
And said, sayonara.
It was great. It was 10 out of 10. It was quick. It wasn't too long and like awkward and like forced, you know?
So like the way Bronson Arroyo's
Bronson Arroyo's was a little odd. I did like I like how Julio was like, I like David Ortiz, you know, he was a chunky guy. That was it. That was really it. I was like, that's it.
Poppy's a thick boy, so of course the teenager wanted to look up to his thick boy. So I enjoyed the connective tissue, kind of almost literally holding Buehler and Bronson Arroyo together, because at first it's like, where the hell is this connection?
Those are not two guys that you would think in your mind that are close friends or anything like that.
When the Dodgers drafted, it's story time, kids, pull up a chair. When the Dodgers drafted Walker Buehler, he had to undergo Tommy John surgery right away in 2015. At the same time, the Dodgers had also swung a massive salary dump, and the first time they did it with the Atlanta Braves.
Oh.
And Bronson Arroyo was part of the package and salary relief coming from Atlanta, and we sent over Hector Oliveira and whatever. That was the Alex Wood trade. So they rehabbed Tommy John, even though they're about a year apart. Bronson Arroyo, Walker Buehler, rehab Tommy John. Walker Buehler talked about how he Arroyo was playing like his own personal CD of covers from like 90s rock bands, like as they worked out, which just sounds creepy AF. Like there's nothing weirder than a man singing, like playing guitar for you, just like one-on-one. It makes me very uncomfortable. Maybe that's just me.
Then being like, listen to this.
Yeah.
You have to.
And you get like in the video the weird ring-like flare, which just makes it that much weird. Like you just back away from the. Anyways, there's your story time. There's the connective tissue that brought Bronson Arroyo to the Dodgers ring ceremony. Former Dodger Bronson Arroyo in cash only.
Full circle. Way
It's
to
like
bring
a
it
circle.
back.
It's circular.
Yeah, we like you reining it back.
Energy.
We appreciate that. Checking back in the comments a little bit, Jim, Jim's from Nebraska. Jim, big time funny guy. I like Jim a lot. Jim is checking in from Rhode Island right now. He's on a business trip. Jim, thank you for tuning in, even on a business trip. That's very cool.
Yeah. A lot more good stuff going on there. Roach says Bronson Arroyo is big weird. As we catch up in the comments here, Miken says, when is Belly and Mookie playing again? Well said. Let's dig into that a little bit later, because first I want to talk about the team getting it done without them. You're missing two MVP players for, honestly, we can say the majority of the season. It's only 10 games into the season so far. Belly's missed, the last 5 or 6? And Mookie's missed the last 4. No problems. Dodgers are 8-2 in 10 games. 10-2 in 10 games. That'd be pretty impressive. Only the
Words
Dodgers
of
can do
Shannon.
that.
Ain't no problem.
They're 3-1 without both Mookie and Cody in the lineup. Everybody else seems to be kind of picking it up. Again, we'll get into the injury side of things. We'll have some updates on that, but old man JT seems to be leading the way. Where the hell did JT pull a 378 out of his ass?
It's really funny because you look at it and you're like, oh, he's not having a good start to the season.
No. He's having a great start.
And then you're like, whoa, all right, cool.
It might be his best start ever.
I mean, granted, exit velocity maybe not quite there, and not nothing big, but that's not his game. That's not his game.
He's the number 3 hitter. Find grass, keep the line moving. Let the big boys behind you like Max and Willie Smith do it. And by the way, Max Muncy and Will Smith are getting it done. Will Smith's hitting 300. He's having a fine year. Muncy's
big exit velocity year for him.
Yeah, and Muncy is doing Muncy things. He's getting on base like over a 500 clip or something like that. Pretty ridiculous. They're all having early all-star starts. # it's still early.
JT has an average exit velocity below 88 miles an hour, and he is just finding grass. And that is exactly what you tell your little leaguers to do anytime they're up to the plate. Just find some grass, man.
Bat the ball, man.
And they're doing it.
Beyond all them, of course, the legend, Zack McKinstry, is showing out. Dude is just getting it done. Don't forget, 1001, the 1001st draft pick in the 2016, the famous Dodgers 2016 draft. He was the 1,001st pick overall in that draft, and he's getting it done. He's second amongst NL rookies in OPS slugging. Again, this is going into play on Monday. Dodgers are off on Monday, but other teams still play. He's also second in RBI. He leads in doubles. He's top 5 in just about every category in the NL and even some league wide. So I don't think you could have gotten a better start out of this kid.
6 extra base hits in 9 games. While also, by the way, playing positions that are not comfortable to him. And you can tell sometimes when you're looking at him out there. But it seems like with every game, he kind of settles in a little bit more. And then, of course, they move him over to left field on Sunday just to kind of throw him off a little bit more. Like, hey, man, we're going to make you as uncomfortable as possible. We're going to put the pressure on you. We're going to put friggin' Edwin Rios out in right field and see what happens. But, I mean, Zach has an outfield assist. He's made some good plays at the wall. He flipped over the wall one time. Ever since he flipped over the wall, he's looked a lot better. I think it knocked some sense into him out there.
He said it after, I think it was after one of the games.
He's like, it gave me confidence.
Yeah.
So they're like, what do you, I like how Mike DiGiovanna's like, how did that give you confidence? He flipped over the wall. And he's like, well, now I know where the wall is. And he's like, okay, good point, man. We also got to see the mullet, which is...
Show mullet.
The
on
mullet
point.
has a hit, instant hit among Dodger fans.
With only, I don't know how many games he played last year. I think it was less than 5. So it's like less than 15 career games under your belt. Going mullet's a bold choice.
Listen, if you're looking to be remembered,
respect.
Mullet.
Respect. That's why I always wish that Catman had kept the mustache going, just the stash. I mean,
the mustache was good.
Sharp with the beard, but just the stash, you got to do it. But yeah, McKinstry's there helping him out, and of course CT and even the legend Austin Barnes, Riverside Killer, is getting it done. They're both serviceable to solid. So far, again, to do this without Mookie Betts, without Cody Bellinger, even though Cody wasn't having the most warm or even hot start.
Yes.
It's damn impressive, man. And again, we'll get into the injury side of stuff. There are some people that are riding the struggle bus. Eddie Rios has not started well. AJ Pollock he's kind of one of those guys who's getting it done. The numbers aren't pretty, but he's picking and choosing his times to get in some ribs and make things happen. And kind of wanted to dig in. This is going to be your opportunity once again to fix Gavin Lux has fallen off a cliff after his hot start. First 5 games batting .375. Last 5 games batting just over 100. He's hitting the ball hard. I tweeted all these things earlier today. He's hitting the ball hard, so maybe a bit of bad luck is involved. What the hell are you seeing with Gavin Lux? I don't know. Which is the real one? Again, small sample size, but which is the real one?
Yeah, I mean, I think that, you small sample size, again, we're saying it, but he is hitting the ball hard, and we figured that out last year. If you remember last year with Will Smith specifically, he was hitting the hell out of the ball, and he was not finding any holes. I mean, he was hitting like $150 at one point. It was like, how do you hit 95-mile-an-hour exit velocity and it hit $150? And he just wasn't finding them. And eventually, those hits started to fall. Eventually, the holes started to open up. He starts finding grass. He starts getting put in better situations. I think Gavin is at a disadvantage in comparison, I think, to Will Smith because he bats so low in the lineup and because he's batting before a pitcher now. You get pitched a lot differently when you're batting in front of a pitcher. So I think that while it is a little bit of a struggle for the past week or so with him, I don't think it's something that's going to hold up. I don't think it's sustainable. I think when you're hitting the ball that hard, eventually you got to find it. His chase rate is off the charts in terms of quality and not chasing. He's playing incredible defense, which is, if you were going to ask me which part of his game would be better this year, there's no way I would have been like, he's going to play great elite level defense. I think he's leading the league in defensive run saves for infielders right now. Maybe that got passed up over the weekend, but I'm impressed by him, man. Even with a little bit of a slump that's going on right now, I'm very impressed by him.
Remember, your thing is to fix him, and what we've learned is that positive reinforcement does not work with Gavin Lux. We said
you suck.
We said so. Our giveaway from last week is the autographed Gavin Lux ball, and we're going to give that away a little bit later in the show. But since that, I don't know. I feel like maybe we all broke him. We directly control Gavin Lux's
because I said that
career.
He was going to be a top 5 second baseman in Major League Baseball.
It doesn't work.
Get clicked. Yeah,
it doesn't work. You need to channel your inner asshole.
I'll find it
and just let him know.
Yeah, I got to let the hate flow.
Let the hate flow. By the way, our boy AJ's in the stream. He says Orel said grass is legal, so that's why
grass is man. That's another thing we got to talk
Bulldog.
about. Orel Hershiser has been on an absolute tear this season. I don't know what they're putting in. I don't know what his wife is putting in his lunches, or I don't know what they're slipping him up there. But he is hilarious, man. He is killing me
crushing
this
some
season.
happy pills in his Lunchables.
He's just like he is approaching it the way that somebody who is about to retire approaches their job, where they're just like,
even put that in the
he's
ethos, good
not.
sir.
That's not happening. Nothing like that's happening. But he just seems like he's having so much fun. It's
Yeah,
hilarious.
he's
It's
having a
killing
really
me.
good time.
Oh my gosh, man.
He is having a good. Thank you. The blessing that is the Bulldog, Orel Hershiser. Let's get into a few of the comments here. By the way, AJ also says Joe sounded a little sloppy last night. Not gonna lie, I missed the latter half of the game, but sure, it's still early.
Still early.
Nicole says more CT3 at second base and less Lux. I don't think we're quite there yet on at second base. If anything, because there's such a need in the outfield for Chris Taylor right now, you might see more McKinstry there once Mookie or Cody come back, which is funny,
Right.
because one of our guys, Eric Ulo,
Good
you'll
job.
find. Did you just call him pitcher?
No, I said good job.
Oh yeah, he's the host of our new 3 Up 3 Down podcast here and on our YouTube channel and here with Dodgers Nation. He told us before he officially launched his podcast. We asked him, we kind of put him on the spot. What's going to be your hot take for the season? And he's like, by the end of the season, McKinstry takes over for Lux. And again, very early, but I'm like, yeah, you can kind of maybe see that happening. So shout out, there's your Eric shout out. Go ahead and at him. That is at EULO on the Twitter, and you can tell him that you hate his takes.
You just left it open. You just left the door open for him to be attacked. So
Yeah,
I'm sure he
that's what we're here to do.
appreciates that. Yeah.
Speaking of being attacked, we were attacked with meat and cheese and kindness from our friends over at I love the name Fatty Girl Spreads. It's with a P and an H, but they were nice. They brought us some Golden Road Brew, some nice Dodger Championship cans. Plus, we should have probably loaded a picture, but there's a lot of meat over here. I can't really get to it, but
Meat.
cheese spread. Check it out on our Instagram and on our Twitter.
To be fair, we ate a lot of it.
They really hooked it up. I don't know where they're out of. Probably
Chino.
should have been more.
They're
They're out of Chino. Awesome. And they made the pilgrimage over here. I missed them. Brooke was here, so you can see Brooke's beautiful ugly mug on their Instagram. But give them a follow. Some really cool stuff. So if you're looking to set up, as people start to get vaccinated, maybe having some friends over at the house, something like that, to watch some ball games, that's a cool treat to add to your party. Get a platter. Get
I'm
some
not
meat.
fancy.
You are not.
I don't do cool things.
He does not.
I would get one of those because
You got one. It's right there.
I did. It was delicious. I purposely did not order lunch today because I knew that was coming. And
They
I was like, I'm
they went
gonna
above
eat
and
it all.
beyond. So love those guys. Fatty Girl Spreads. That is with a P and an H. Fatty Girl Spreads.
because they're PHAT.
Derek says, "Where can we send beer to you guys? Are you allowed to send beer through
Through
PO?
the mail?
Yeah, can you PO box beer? I don't know how that works.
Let us know in the comments below.
You could Venmo us money. No, that feels very uncomfortable. But
But send me money.
yeah, send it to Brooke. That's cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, anything. A way we've bought beer in the past is through people who are kind enough to send us super chats on YouTube. Everybody that does that, we love you to death. We don't like asking for money. That feels very weird. But anyway,
But buy meats.
buy meats. All right, injury updates. Mookie, Cody, Tony Gonsolin, Bruzdar, and also you got Joe Kelly and even like Brandon Morrow on the IL.
Oh, Brandon Morrow, I forgot.
You're some Dodger blogger, big time insider. Why don't you give people some updates on what's going on? I'm going to sit here and drink.
They're all dead.
It's over 9,000!
Days on the injured list.
There you go. Mookie should be back by tomorrow. Should. In quotation marks, should. At the very least, probably will be back by the Padres series. I feel like he's got to be back for the Padres series, right? I mean, if Dave has been so adamant about no, he's not going on the IL. Because with Cody, we knew it was coming.
Yeah.
Because he was like, the IL is a possibility. Which, when Dave says that means he's
It's
going on
guaranteed.
the IL, just not right now.
Yeah.
So, that's the situation with Mookie. Tight back, missed the past couple games. Sounds like they don't want him in there as a pinch hitter or a defensive replacement or anything like that. Granted, it makes a lot of sense. You want him in there as a starter. That's what he's there for. So he will probably start tomorrow. I'm going to put my money on him starting tomorrow. I feel good about that.
Mookie, right?
Mookie, yeah.
Yeah,
Not
Cody-
Cody's not. Cody is still on the IL.
And Cody can be back as early as Friday. I'm pretty sure they're going to activate him on Friday because the Dodgers will be down in San Diego playing What's that team's name?
The Padres.
Are they still in the league?
Yep.
Oh, that's cute.
Yep. So Cody will probably be back for that series. How much he plays or in what capacity or how many games he plays, your guess is as good as mine. The good news is no fractures, no ligament damage, no a lot of things can go wrong in that little area.
Yeah.
Achilles, there's a lot of stuff that can go wrong down there.
When
And he escaped.
When you have a pitcher lumbering at you with
guy.
wild steps
big guy.
and spikes on his feet. So not cool.
He'll learn from that one. Tony Gonsolin was supposed to throw a bullpen on Sunday, which Dave Roberts later corrected himself and said, never mind, he hasn't thrown yet.
Yeah.
Apparently he is supposed to throw to this week, apparently. He said he was hopeful of that, which means that he is a lot further off than any of us thought.
Or hoped.
Yeah. So would not expect him here in a while. It's okay. You know what? Get back when he needs to get back. The Dodgers are going to play it the same way that they play it with everybody else, where they don't want to force anybody back. There's enough depth to cover. There's no need to. Get him better, get 100%, get back when he can. So that's with Tony Gonsolin. Brusdar Graterol sounds like he is a little bit closer. He actually might be closer than Tony Gonsolin. Actually, I'm pretty certain he is.
Yeah, he
closer.
threw a sim inning at the ballpark over the weekend. I think it was on Saturday. Dave likes what he's seeing out of him. He's throwing the fastball mix. He's throwing the slider. So chances are, he's going to continue. He's going back to the alt site, which is Camelback, and he's going to be throwing probably some. They're doing like weird, kind of off the books games against teams. Yeah, they're not quite simulated. They're more like they feel like scrimmages of anything.
Yeah.
But at least it's not intra squad. They're actually playing borderline. Like it has no meaning, but if you're looking to throw against opposing batters that aren't on your team, you feel better throwing against some of those guys. So, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he's back before the end of the month. Still another guy that they don't really need to rush him. The bullpen is through all of its struggles starting the season in Colorado. It's figuring out a way to get it done for sure. Stimmy Nelson is starting to get a few outs. We'll talk more on Kenley. Of course, the last episode was almost all Kenley, so we don't want to get too much on.
We fixed him,
Mr. Jansen. But yes, we did fix him. So maybe we have to do that before every game. Just lambast him, as the kids would say.
Lambast him?
They don't say that.
What does that mean? I've never heard of that
It
word.
means Terra Manua.
Oh,
and Joe Kelly. I still don't expect him to pitch for this team this year.
I mean, look, there's a good chance Joe Kelly does not pitch this year. The way things are going, like it seems like every time Dave talks about him, it's like, oh, yeah, he's way off. He's ways off.
I haven't heard that name in over 30 years.
It's like, is he throwing? And he's like, I'm really not sure. You know what? It is funny to me that it seems like Dave Roberts doesn't know a lot about the status of his players, and it might be because alternate sites. It's different this year. He doesn't have daily contact with them. I understand that, but sometimes it's really funny to know. You know what? I don't know what's going on with him. Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
I was proud of Dave for basically admitting he had no idea the new guy, Godot or something like that.
Ashton Godot.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't know the plan for him, and I'm not going to speculate, and I'm not going to give you something to write about because I don't know.
Yeah. I think even like the Dodgers press release team, they didn't even spell his name right, so that's how little we know about him.
It's very difficult.
He's getting a 40-man spot. I don't know if he's got it yet. I think he's on the roster. I don't even know if we had a roster spot open. I don't think we did.
We did not.
So, and I don't know if Canley and Ferg are now both on the 60.
On the IL. Yep.
On the 60.
Yep.
I don't know if they both were before. I haven't seen anything about any releases or anything like that. So
far, all it says is that they claimed him off waivers, and it doesn't say anything other than that.
Good job, Dodgers. He doesn't even know if he's going to what's it called, if he's going to the alternate site. But then he's like, yeah, he's probably going to alternate.
He's probably going there, but I don't know.
And Brandon Morrow, we said Brandon Morrow. I just wanted to throw that name out there to remind people. Brandon Morrow is a Dodger. He's still far away because he's in Arizona, and we're not there. We're in South Pasadena. I tell you this before every episode. But
good point.
He's probably a second half kind of guy. And hell, maybe at this point, if Gonsolin kind of keeps trending outwards, we could have a rebuilt bullpen by the trade deadline without having to trade anybody.
We could have a completely different bullpen by the time July, August rolls around. And yeah, again, we wouldn't even have to move anybody. Could work out well.
Digging into a few of the comments, I got some thesaurus love here for my use of lambast. Cool what special likes seeing a lambast. It's an uterated word where they later corrected themselves.
Uterated.
Uterated. AJ says he's a big-time lambast user as well because it's a quality word. Make yourself sound smart without being smart. That's just the way it should always be.
You lamb bastards. Is that the word?
Mrs. Me 3 is in the stream. She said, did you save her any of those snacks? Did you save her any snacks?
None of them are gluten-free.
Oh, have you confirmed?
I mean, there's crackers.
Go lick them all.
Okay.
There's a sound drop. You guys could pull that one and just use it against us. We got, by the way, Derek is really definitely trying to send us beer, which we appreciate. It says you can say it's live yeast cultures or barbecue sauce if you're trying to send beer.
Barbecue sauce.
So we're learning.
That's the first.
I mean,
for me.
it's weird. I've had like a lot of wine sent to me through places, like from this wine right there from our friends over at Avicii Cellars. Silence. That was their big plug.
Redmore wants to know what happened to Jim Beam bottles. They are right there.
2 there. 3 over here. Oh yeah, there aren't any more on the table. Where'd the table one move?
We had to clear them off for Jack in the Box.
Shh. That's a secret.
Not that Jack in the Box. The other one.
Oh. Wink.
Stay tuned.
Wink. Wednesday. Hashtag
This Wednesday?
Hashtag burger models.
Yeah.
It's going down, kids.
It's tough being us.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's talk about
Lambast.
Look here, you little bastard. All right. We're going to do the giveaway thing because if we're talking about, free stuff and other cool stuff, we can give you away stuff for free. Did I say that word? I did words goodly. Like I already mentioned earlier in the show, we got this Gavin Lux autographed, signed, whatever you want to call it. He put his name on it using ink, and it's on a baseball, which is pretty cool. Our good friend, Mr. Gavin Lux. And we have a winner. This is from last week. Who is the winner of that baseball, Mr. Brook Me 3?
Gavin Lux has got a kind of a funny signature, huh?
Yeah, it's kind of a couple wavy lines.
Yeah. It kind of looks like my signature where I'm just
I'm going to take that up the tree and get distracted. Do
cross
you
my-
have the name?
Yeah, sorry. You can't I'm like a goldfish. Winner of that Gavin Lux ball. You get to keep it on your desk, put it in your office, give it to your kid, throw it to your dog, whatever you want to do.
Give it to your office.
I'm not going to tell you how to live your life,
Yeah.
Kim Gerard. Kim Gerard. There you go. Kim Gerard over on Instagram will send you a DM, let you know that you won that thing. You got 48 hours to claim it, or else Gavin Lux gets to keep it for himself and stare at it every night.
Will that help him hit more gooder?
I don't know. Maybe it will. Probably not. I don't think that works.
All right, this is a hell of a show going on right here. We have a new giveaway. I'm calling this one Elite Willie. So we're teaming up again with our friends at Elite Sports Collectibles. Follow them on Instagram. That is at EliteSC1. There's also a Facebook page, a Facebook group for Elite Sports Collectibles. So check them out. But with our partner over there at Elite Sports Collectibles, we are giving away for this week, a signed Will Smith, Big Willie style. He signed a photo of himself. I mean, I would also sign a photo of Will Smith if you want it too. I don't know if that's any more value or less valued, but
about equal.
Yeah, we're giving away. It's authenticated, so that's cool. It means there's a sticker on it. So if you like stickers, you get double the prizes. But all you got to do to be entered to win is follow us on Instagram. That is at Official Dodgers Nation. Follow Elite Sports Collectibles. That is at Elite SC1. Tag some friends. All the stuff is in our Instagram. So do that now. And then we'll pick you maybe to win it next week. Or not.
What if you don't have friends?
Just tag people.
Can I tag you?
No.
Damn it.
Man. You guys having fun?
Look, we do this twice a week.
You know what? This is our fault because we were watching John Boy podcast stuff earlier, and we're like, man, we could just get away with not being good.
Yeah. Did you guys know that you could make $1 million by not saying anything? Just for an hour a day, approximately. Just don't say much.
Like, we try, I'm a big fan of not dead air, unless it's funny dead air. There is such thing as funny dead air. But, yeah, there's just a lot of awkward dead air on John Boy.
They're doing it all separately. They got the Zoom boxes. There's the delay.
Well, the funny thing is Jimmy and Jake are in the same room together.
But they're different boxes.
Anyway.
Yep.
John Boy's great. I'm not beefing with him. But
we're certainly not hating on them.
No, they do fantastic work for the greater part.
A
and
sales
BBD
owner
is
says
there.
dumb is profitable. And that is
hey, that is our John Heyman shout out of the day.
Dumb is profitable. Atta baby John. Idiot.
Oh man. Anyways, all right. Here's our. I decided to give them a segment because they brought us. Go grab the meat plate.
You want me
What's
to grab
left
the
of
meat
it? Yeah,
plate? There's not much left.
Just wheel over there and grab the meat plate. I'm calling this the Fatty Girl Spreads spicy take of the day because Yeah, there's a lot of things in there that you wouldn't expect to be put together. Ooh, meat. And they're on a plate, so why not?
If I drop this on camera, that would probably be a great clip.
No, please don't drop that. I don't want to clean that up. Plus, you know how the roaches go.
His name's Jose.
Luke says you're slandering John Boy. No. Kinda. Whatever. He's a friend. He's an internet friend. He doesn't know us. We don't know him. All right. My spicy take of the day. Kenley Jansen pitched in one game this series, and I'm not sold. Sure, he got 3 outs. Sure, the velo was up. But, I'm not convinced just yet. This is my hot take. It's not so hot. Not convinced yet. A lot of people want to get on him saying, oh, he's back, he's whatever. I mean, Kershaw had some very nice words for him after the game saying that, stopping short of saying that I haven't seen him that good in a while,
He caught himself. He said, I haven't seen him that. He was great.
You really haven't seen that version of Kenley in a while. I mean, you do sometimes, but there's there's channeling your anger, and there's just coming out and being angry. And it looked like he was channeling his anger. There was some intensity. There was conviction, as Dave likes to say, behind the ball. However, the Nats were swinging wild. They swung at a number of balls out of the zone.
He did.
Dodgers, if they were facing that Kenley Jansen, would have walked, and it just would have been a regular Kenley Jansen inning. We've said it for several years now on this show. This team is at its best if Kenley Jansen is the guy getting the job done in the 9th inning. We want good Kenley. We would love to have good Kenley, but EM says he just doesn't have it for every game. I agree. He did have 3 days off. Are we okay, as I kind of bounce around with this, but are we okay with Kenley being the closer, air quote, but only if he gets like 2 or 3 games off?
Bello points out that he did not come out to California Love, which I did not catch during the game because I was preparing for the Zoom meetings after. What did he come out to?
Yeah, what did he come out to?
If anybody knows the song that he came out to, drop it in. I didn't get to see it, so I don't know that. And that's, as far as I know, the first time that hasn't come out to that song in a very, very long time at Dodger Stadium. So I don't know if that was on purpose or by design, or maybe it was an accident on DJ Severe's part, which he doesn't make many accidents, so I wouldn't think so. With that being said, I think that it fits very well into what we've talked about the past couple of weeks, and that is the move away from the traditional closer role. And that is something that I hope is going to be the case.
Daniel Braun says the Looney Tunes theme.
It's the Looney Tunes thing. EM over on YouTube, this is every other game. That's what he says. Yeah. And that is the point. You cannot keep bringing him in on back-to-back appearances and back-to-back nights and hoping for the best.
That's right. I saw it was a two-pack. It was a two-pack ditty.
America's Most Wanted.
Yeah.
All right, that's cool. It's good alternative.
2-pack ditty.
2-pack.
That's just the way Pac wanted it.
I still think it needs to be a closer by committee role. Yep. Maybe you move forward with a closer by committee on days that Kenley would be going back to back, and maybe that's the case. And that's still a step in the right direction. That's still moving in the direction that you want to be, which is you don't have a cemented closer. And so I think that's the direction they need to go with it. I think they're just too deep of an analytical team to look at it and to look how he does on back-to-back days and to ignore it. They're too far beyond that, and I don't know how it keeps happening, and I don't know how they keep allowing it.
There are 2 players on this Dodgers team that the Dodgers
treat differently.
Yeah, they're kind of beholden to old school tactics, and that's Kershaw and that's Kenley. Finally, we saw the change with both of them, honestly, in the postseason, and it worked. The Dodgers got their first friggin' World Series in 32 years because of a change. Kershaw was able to pitch as a starter every 5 games or so. He didn't come in early. He didn't pitch relief, and it worked. Kenley didn't pitch the 9th inning all that often, and it worked.
Very well.
So, Daniel Soto says closure by committee until October, then Bazooka.
I mean, again, he's a guy that needs to prove himself on some swing and miss stuff first. Yes. But I think even then, if you're still mixing him into the conversation about mixing him into the 9th inning role, it doesn't hurt you that much to have him mixed in with guys like Corey Knebel, with guys like Blake Treiner, with guys like Kenley Jansen, with guys like Victor Gonzalez. You have all of those 4 guys in particular are all such dramatically different looks.
Yeah.
That they all play very well off of each other.
Derek is still asking for a pastrami sandwich in exchange for Kenley Jansen.
Derek's back.
We're back for the hat. Hey, Derek's the one that wanted to send us some brew doggies. So
And a pastrami sandwich.
And a pastrami sandwich. That's the only way we do it. We love a good friend of the show here who brings back jokes. We love recall jokes.
Dodger Glizzy, that's a good name. Over on Periscope says Knebel is the truth. And my goodness, if you're talking about early returns on an investment, like, first of all, we gave nothing for Corey Knebel. He was maybe 2 hours away from being DFA'd by the Brewers before we scooped him up on a trade real quick. Oh, man, that guy looks sharp. That's a question that I've been wanting to ask Dave is like, hey, does he look like all-star Corey Knebel to you? Because to me, in my eyes, you look at his spin rate, and I think I saw Max in here on the stream, and Max can probably tell you everything you know about Corey Knebel's spin rate, but man, it looks like it's back at the elite level that it was when he was at the peak of his game. Dave Roberts talks all the time about Corey's body positioning and his lower body movements and how that's changed throughout the years to adjust for injuries and shoulder pains and things like that, and how he thinks it's back to where he was in 2017 when he was very good, or 2018 when he was good as well.
Yeah.
He just looks great. He was one of those guys where he's coming in, and I'm like, oh, yeah, Corey Knebel's coming in.
Yeah, that's one of those. Already, again, another hashtag. It's early. Right. Ari saying Friedman made another great trade to get Knebel. Hashtag Fleeceman making that happen. And I don't think there were that many people that were overly high on that trade when it happened. I think most of us were like, hell yeah, this could be really good. And you look at the Dodger bullpen, you're like, oh yeah, if everybody works out the way we hope and the way we expect and the right starters are in the bullpen.
It's a lot of could-be's.
It's a lot of could-be's,
right.
And it could be the best, if not one of the best bullpens in there. But yeah, you look at the damn curveball.
Baseball savant, dude.
It's all
red. Dark red.
Yeah, no, you look at the curveball, man. That curveball when he he threw 9 curveballs and got 3 Ks.
Oh, it was dirty.
On Friday. Kenley did not come in to pitch the 9th on that ring day, probably for the best. And man, it was just, you don't get that feeling all that often of like, all right, this is it. I mean, I forgot what it feels like in the 8th or in the 9th inning to have that okay, it's not just immediate, running back and forth, the place is on fire.
Right.
The arms are flailing and all that. So Ryan Morris says we got Knebel out of the clearance section. In a way, I mean, there was going to be a lot of teams on him if he did get DFA'd and become a free agent. So that's why Fleeceman acted the way he did, because we got that kind of money and just let it rain.
Knebel's picked up like 100 RPM on his curveball since 2017.
Oh, it's that sticky.
The sticky icky is back.
He's using Bauer sticky. But only Trevor Bauer uses sticky, right?
I do. I don't pitch. Just need to grip stuff, when you're going through your mail. Things start,
no,
get old.
That's if you're old, you use like the finger to mouth.
The little,
What, the letter condom?
The little finger condom, yeah. Flipping through the mail.
Yeah, no.
Come on, I've had a real job.
It's been a while, though.
It's been a minute.
Yeah, and most of it, I'm pretty sure you're just like zombie driving there and back.
Yeah.
Attaboy. Anyways, that's stuff. Thank you.
What were we talking about?
We're talking about one wild stat. All right, this is everybody's favorite part where we talk about stats that I just came up with earler today.
Andy made them up.
And I mean, not necessarily. The stats you don't make up stats unless you're cool like Choice Fielder, because he just makes up stats. I think. Chase Fielder. Yeah. It's a nice kid. Max Fielder. So, your boy, your legend, your GOAT, Clayton Edward Kershaw. He joined some rarefied company over the weekend. He gained his 177th win, which is, it's great, but that's not the rarefied part. He has 177 wins and 77 losses. So he is 100 games over 500, where he joins an elite company of 8 different pitchers, including Pedro Martinez, Rocket Clemens. You got Randy Johnson in there, among others, who are 100 games or more over 500 in their careers as pitchers. And it's just like, man, that's insane to think about. There are 8, now 9 players in Kershaw. Clayton Kershaw is one of those, amongst some of the best names to ever play the game. What are your thoughts on that? Go ahead, tell me what you think about that.
I think the best part was you could, as it was being asked to him, they were asking him, hey, what do you think about this? You already knew what he was going to say. You already knew he was going to be like, look, I was on that also, and like I attribute that to being on good teams. Like he said, things about the past. Every time he hits any sort of historical mark, anything that anytime in his career he hits something, it's always like, what do you think about it? He's like, well, I've been on a lot of really good teams. It's never like I'm the greatest that's ever been. If you ain't first, you're last.
It's right. It's your boy.
I mean, it makes sense on one hand. It makes sense that he's among that elite company. It makes sense that he's among those Hall of Fame type of people. But at the same time, you're also like, man, like he is still not old. No. He's still probably got a couple years left in his tank, if not even more than that. He can go for as long as he wants to go. That's the thing.
He's got dominant years under, but he can. I think there's something else in there. There will be a switch because he does enjoy it. Where he can find the way to kind of just sneak through games like the way Zack Greinke is now.
No, Zack Greinke is hanging on
with stuff.
51-mile-an-hour ephus.
Yeah, dude, Kershaw, we've seen him pull that out of his ass before. I mean, it was an accident pitch, but still.
33 years old now. Still got a lot of time underneath his belt. Hopefully all of it spent in Los Angeles. We hope. But, man, you think about that company that he's around, the type of arms that he's compared to, the type of arms that statistically he compares to.
The full list is Pedro Martinez, Roger Clemens, Randy Johnson, Jim Palmer, Mike Messina, Andy Pettitte, Greg Maddux, Tom Glavine. Again, I think those are all Hall of Famers except for Rocket, of course, and
those are all pitchers who were on very, very good teams, too.
Yeah, when you have
very
to be.
Good teams. I mean, you don't win that many ball games without having a very good team. We know Clayton Kershaw early in his career. When he was elite, like one of the greatest pitchers of all time, he had no team. And that was the biggest thing for him, was he carried the Dodgers for so many years.
He was the OG DeGrom, man.
I mean, he was.
No decisions, 1-0, 2-0 losses.
He's like, look, man, I gave up 0 runs in 5 starts, and I haven't gotten a win. Like, what is happening here? And it's like, well, they didn't score till the 9th inning, and that was, Brandon Lee got the win, whatever.
What does he have? He has, I think he has, one or is it 2 20-game seasons, 20-win seasons?
20 win seasons?
Two 21 win seasons of his illustrious career. I mean, he always puts up W's, but, I mean, you look at that MVP year, and granted, he was hurt for part of that year, too, but some of these years, he could have easily gone like 25, 26, 27 wins, and you don't do that in this modern era, or even when he came out, which was not quite the same modern era in the early or late 2000s and early 10s now and all that. But, man, Clayton Kershaw, soak it up while you can. We saw a pretty damn crazy matchup that you don't see. It was only the fourth time that's ever happened where we got Max Scherzer going up against Clayton Kershaw yesterday. Once again, they weren't. I mean, Kershaw was fine. None of them were elite, phenomenal, to striking out dudes or whatever. But they did what they're supposed to do. What Hall of Famers do: just get outs, get the job done, try to win some ball games, give your team a chance to win some ball games. More Kershaw stats, which to me were honestly shocking in a way. Kershaw has not served up a home run yet this season, and it's gonna happen now. I'm sorry I spoiled it. But he's going to go pitch next against the Padres, so it was going to happen either way. But what are your thoughts on that? Go ahead and tell me about that.
I mean, it's pretty cool. I mean, it's pretty cool to look at that and say, like, hey, we started off the year good because in years past, you look at it and he's given up, 5 to 8 runs in the first week and a half or whatever of the season, and it's all on home runs. And that's historically, that's how he's been. He's never been the guy that's like hey, I just got hit to death, which on one hand is a little concerning. He has been getting a lot of hits off of him to start the year. So that is a little bit of a concern to me. But keeping the ball in the park's important. Wonder if it has to do with the new baseball at all. I don't know. It seems like pitchers are kind of like, I can't really tell the difference. Like the ball still feels like it's friggin' flying. And the early returns on it still seems like the ball's friggin' flying.
Yeah, the ball is not going to change that much. But still 0 home runs, 18 2/3 innings pitched so far. His next start will be in San Diego. I think it's going to be on Saturday. So we'll have our San Diego preview series officially, or episode officially, coming up on Thursday. But definitely his best start in years, like the best start to his season in years. 2020, he gave up 4 home runs in his first 3 starts. 3 of them were served up in Game 2. 2019, he had 1 in 1 start, and then 1 is his second start. So he ended up giving 5. As a 5 runs after that, he ended up falling off the table, which I worry about here. In starts 4 through 6, he gave up 5. Sorry, the numbers are hard right here, but
we've been there.
We keep moving on. Even 17, which is one of his people look back and they say it's a pretty good year. Still give up 4 in his first 2 starts. So the last time he was this stingy was in 2013, which is right in the middle of his just elite dominance. I think he posted like a 1.8 ERA that year, or 1.7, whatever the hell it was. He gave up no homers in his first 3 starts. In vintage Kershaw fashion, he served up 3 in that 4th start. So again, facing the Padres are going to come out and they're going to get it up very quickly against the Dodgers, and they want to try to assert some sort of dominance in the early part of the rivalry. So I don't expect it to continue that long, but still, he won a Cy Young that year. In 2014, he only gave up a home run over his first 3 starts, won a Cy Young, won an MVP. This is the velo isn't there. It's down from where it was last year, but he's still getting it done even better, I think, than he was last year, and he was pretty damn good last year.
Slider looks better. Slider looks a lot better. Has a lot more life to it. Has a lot more shape to it. As soon as he got out of
Colorado.
Yeah. Well, that's part of it. Has a lot of this year it feels like it has a lot of late break to it, which I think is important for him because he tunnels that thing the same as he does the fastball, and so when you can tunnel those two almost identically, it's a sharp difference, and it's a sharp breakdown, and it just ends up on the back foot, especially on right-handed hitters so often. So when that pitch is good, he is just going to be very good, and that's it. If he's not landing the curveball, it's not the end of the world, but if he's not landing that slider, forget it. Like, you might as well just pull him in the 5th. Like, it's not going to be a good start for him. So if he can keep that up, if he can stay out of Colorado, he should be good for the year. I'm really looking forward to see, we've been waiting for this for years to see what kind of pitcher he evolves into, because he's not the guy that he was. He's not going to pound the zone at 96 miles an hour and then buckle your knees with a 72-mile-an-hour curveball. He's not the guy anymore, and that's okay. He doesn't have to be that guy anymore.
I demand he find the fountain.
I demand he find his velocity.
You have 24 hours, Kershaw. But again, this is just another one of those things where soak up what the hell you're seeing out of this guy, because we might not have him that much longer, or we will, and he's not going to be this great or this good for again, not that much longer. You got to soak him up, man. Soak up the Kersh 2021. That's your new hashtag.
It's my presidential campaign.
Don't use that. I couldn't find a good segue out of that.
Soak up the Kersh.
But so there's 2 ways to think about this as we kind of look up or look forward. We're looking past the Rockies series a little bit. Yes, the Rockies are coming to town. The next series is here in LA. The Rockies come here, which I'm kind of scared of.
Scared of the Rockies?
I don't know. They find a way to sometimes play down to bad teams. Coming off of
a way. Look at opening day.
And now, opening week they had, the home opening week you had all these events going on. You had the ring ceremony, you had Tommy Day, you had Fernando Day, and now it's just go out and play ball.
But they found a way to sweep a series despite all that.
Yeah.
Like, I was looking ahead of, when we were looking at that, I was like, they got the ring ceremony, then they got obviously Tommy, like you said, and then Fernando. I was looking at that and I was like, they're going to lose at least one of these games.
Yeah.
They're definitely going to lose at least one of these games. And I thought they were going to lose Friday, honestly.
You wouldn't be that mad about it either, but they found a way to pull it out, so I'm kind of worried. Like, maybe you get that come down. Of course, right. Tuesday, like we already said, they're probably getting Mookie back. And it is Bauer Day on Tuesday. You hope Bauer gets it up to, go against the Rockies, our second get it up for them drop right here.
You hope Trevor Bauer gets it up.
With the sticky.
Oh, yeah. He uses the sticky to get it up.
Is it homebrew? Walking away. I'm walking away from it. So, as we look ahead, though, with Kershaw, stop looking at me. With Kershaw, he will be facing the Padres next, and usually it kind of feels like I wouldn't say he lets those series get to him, but he tends to be, I don't know, it feels to me like of recent vintages, he tends to be the poster child of that budding, air quote, rivalry and all that kind of stuff. On the other hand, he will be going up against, it should be Darvish. So that's another one where, his last start was against Max Scherzer. You want to try to play up to, the competition. Darvish finished second in the Cy Young voting last year in the Mickey Mouse season, as they like to call it. So he's still good. He started out, I think, okay. I don't know. I really have no idea. I haven't looked at any of his numbers.
Good start to the year. You think Manny Machado is the first one to take Kershaw deep this year? Because I'm feeling that deep in my bones, and I don't like it.
Colin Hosmer.
Ugh.
Yeah.
oh, that's worse. I don't know
I know
how
it's
that's
way
worse.
worse. It does feel worse.
It's got a nasty feeling to it.
But yeah, Kershaw, doesn't line up that. Yeah, I guess it would. Kershaw would have been pitching usually on Friday.
Push.
Dave rearranged the rotation and saying it wasn't because of the Padres series, but for this Rockies series coming up, which again, I worry about the Dodgers finding a way to screw the pooch against them. It's Bauer, Dustin May, who was pushed back a few days, and then we got Julio on the bump for Wednesday or Thursday. I mean, even any of those guys going up against San Diego, there really is not a hole in this rotation, which is pretty damn wild when you look at it. You step back and look at the rotation, you're like, any of those dudes could have gone up head-to-head with Yu Darvish or Blake Snell on Sunday. But Dave and the Dodgers found their way to finagle the rotation to give us 3 premier matchups against the Padres over the weekend. I mean, you can lie all you want, but you're looking at that series. Everybody's looking at that series.
I like how he said, no, we did it so we can pitch Kershaw on his normal day of rest. And I'm like, oh, yeah, really? But you want to rest everybody else. I get it. Okay, yeah, Dave.
Yeah.
Just tell us, man. Just tell us. It's a big series. It's important. I get it. You want to start off the 19 games against the Padres this year during the regular season. You want to start it off on a good foot. You certainly don't want to start it off on a bad foot with them. So I do think that this series means more to Padres and Padres fans than it does mean to us. But with that in mind, I would like to crush their hopes and dreams and ruin all their happiness.
Yeah, you do want to get out to a good start in this series. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's worked in the past, though. Like, this is where it's tough because they've beat us, with the Trent Grisham game and all that kind of stuff. And then the Dodgers immediately just like, oh, I don't like that. I'm going to play better now.
More goodly.
More gooder.
And then they just ran away with it. Absolutely ran away with it.
You know, the worst part of it is that we're not going to see your friend, the sheriff.
There's a lot of bad parts of it. You're looking ahead to the Padres series like we are right now. We're obviously skipping over the Rockies, and my condolences to being a Rockies fan.
I feel bad already.
You miss Chris Paddock, which is just really unfortunate that you got to miss out on the sheriff. Really unfortunate. I feel bad for him. Also miss out on Fernando Tatis Jr., which is, I mean, even though we are Dodgers fans and we love the Dodgers and we hate the Padres, I don't think anybody wants to see Fernando Tatis Jr. out of the game of baseball. He is, like it or not, one of the faces of baseball.
Absolutely.
And he does bring more fans, and he is very exciting, and he makes things more fun to watch. And as a Dodger fan, makes these games more fun. Honestly, you want to play good teams. Sucks that he's out. Feel really bad for him. I hope the Padres figure out their freaking health situation because they just have a terrible, terrible medical team, it seems like. They got AJ Preller, genius. Everybody else, what the hell?
There was talk for a minute. I read some Padre blog, MLB.com. I don't know what that is.
Some Padres blogger?
Yeah. There was mention that there's a chance they might try to activate Dinelson Lamet for a Friday start because unfortunately the Padres lost another big name. They lost Adrian Morejon to an elbow thing. Or Morjon, if you want.
Yep,
he's a dirty Morjon. It looks like it could be an elbow thing. It looks like he's gonna be out for a while. So they lost one of their guys they were gonna lean on this season in the rotation. 22-year-old kid. We saw him in the postseason last year. We saw him in the regular season last year. Good future. Unfortunately, you hope it's not Tommy John. But now they have another gaping hole in their rotation, and they already had a gaping hole in the rotation because clearly Chris Paddock is in it, and that's a hole in and of itself. But you have number 4 starter Mike Clevenger, who's been hurt. He's going to be hurt. He's not going to pitch this year, and Lamet's been out. So there was that talk that they might try to push him, and it's like that is the most Padres thing they can do, which means it's the most stupid thing they could do is try to rush a guy back just to face the Dodgers. The Dodgers should not be your only competition or just beating them in the regular season. That can't be the goal if you want to be good, San Diego. And Brian says Lamet's arm's ready to fall off. I would not be surprised if he does not make it through the season.
I mean, that has been a consistent talking point for us throughout the year. It was like you go out and acquire guys like Blake Snell and Yu Darvish and
right away you're like red flag.
Country Joe or whatever his name is. You know, all these people, and you're like, wait a second, something's not really sitting right with me because they have a lot of depth at the minor league level. They do have guys that are coming up. They do have guys that they don't want to block. So what is happening now? Because now you're looking at Lamet, and he starts off the season on the IL. Didn't really pitch during spring training, as far as I know. You think he pitched one game, and that was for one inning, as far as I know.
So, I mean, you hope the best for him. I think they're going to treat him very delicately. I think they're going to, coming off a 60-game season in which he only had to pitch like 10 to 12 games, whatever it ended up being for him. You're not going to pitch him as hard. You're not going to go as hard at him for a normal year. You're not going to give him 30 starts. Hopefully they manage it well, because I want the Padres to be good. I want the Dodgers to have some good competition, because I think that was honestly, I think the Padres were a good part of the reason why the Dodgers won the World Series last year, because in years past, they haven't had people that have pushed them all throughout the season. They haven't had somebody to keep them on their toes throughout the entire season. It's mostly been like we won the West in early August like type of situation, and you can kind of lay back on your heels a little bit, get ready for the postseason. You don't get into October rolling, you don't make it through the end of October, and we've proven that for many years now. And so I do want the Padres to be good, because I think they motivate the Dodgers and they keep them going and they make them a better team. Can't do that if your guys aren't healthy.
It's just good for baseball too. You want
very much so.
Baseball needs fans. They're trying to figure out all these ways to force fans of the ballpark with, I don't know, runner on second and making the games 13 seconds shorter, and that's how it's going to be. No, good teams, fun, competition. I think for 10, 15 years, people got over the Yankees and Red Sox rivalry. I think Dodger fans would love to see this thing, to actually consider the Padres a rival. Right now, most Dodger fans don't. It's a little brother. That's all they are. The Padres consider Dodgers the number one rival, and teach their own. But it's going to be fun, and it's going to be even more fun when everybody's fully healthy, because there's no excuses and no BS that the little kids can rap about and say was wrong with their team or whatever the hell it may be. Just give us good baseball. The fans need it. The game needs it, and as long as they don't rush it, man. As long as they don't rush it.
Don't rush it.
Yeah. Don't force Lamet back. Don't make Clement, what's his name? Mike Clevenger. Make Clevenger come out and pitch left-handed because you really want a guy. Yeah, I see we have some we have Padres fans in the chat now. How you doing, kids?
Oh,
so
it's
nice.
good to see.
Glad they learn how to use the internet.
I love new baseball fans.
Baseball is a game that's been played for over 100 years, but they know about it since July of 2020.
Congrats.
So back to the Rockies series. What are your predictions?
I mean, it's,
out of nowhere,
it's really,
on the spot.
It is really hard to look back. I do like that Julio's going up against them. It feels like Dustin May hasn't pitched in a very long time.
Yeah, by the way,
it feels that way.
Lights out in his first start.
He was, and now he's on like 10 days of rest or something.
It'll
crazy
be 8
like
days.
Yeah, so you hope it's always weird with pitchers. You want them obviously to get the right amount of rest, but sometimes too much rest isn't good. But apparently he threw a bullpen in between, so you hope he's ready. You hope he's going to be good. But Dustin May is Dustin May, and I'm very excited to watch him against some Rockies.
We got
some not good Rockies.
We got Jose Ramirez saying Broom's coming out for the Rockies, so back-to-back sweep shows. I think we'll lose one. We might lose. Man, I mean, it's so, you look at who's going up. You got Bauer, May, and Urias.
I think we're going to lose Julio's start. I do think we're going to lose Julio's start.
All right. I'll take D-May then, just because. Why not?
Because
for the drama.
That's rude.
For the drama. We got some Snell love in there saying that Snell is the Dodgers' daddy. Ooh, I don't know. I mean, last time I checked, we got a big fat ring.
Interesting.
Interessante. At any rate, guys, thanks for hanging out with us. Find us on the internet. We are Dodgers Nation. You can find us at DodgersNation.com. That's a cool place to be. Do subscribe to our podcast. We are on Spotify, iTunes, iHeartRadio, all the spots that podcasts are available for free to eat in your ear holes. We live there. We're also on YouTube, youtube.com/DodgersNationTV. Subscribe, hit that notification bell. We'd be really appreciative if you did, and I'm guessing you will, too, at some point in your life.
Some point in your life. Guys, I'm at BrookMe3. I'm on Twitter and Instagram. He's at RealFRG. He's on Twitter and Instagram as well. We are at Dodgers Nation on Twitter. At Official Dodger Nation on Instagram. Make sure you go check out that Will Smith picture giveaway courtesy of Elite Sports Collectibles. Check it out. It's beautiful. It's good. It's grand. It's signed. It's authenticated. It's got a sticker, etc. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. Thank you for your questions. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for showing up, Padres fans. We're so proud of you for learning how to use the internet. We appreciate you guys as well. Always fun to go back and forth with you. Have a good week. We'll see you on Thursday.
Bye.
Bye.